Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Story Time with Miss Greene. I have Paisley as my special guest today because guess what? It's Paisley's birthday. Happy birthday, Paisley. Mwah, what a good girl. Okay, so I looked through my at-home library, you guys, and I found this story to share with you today. And this story also happens to be on your take-home packet that your kindergarten teachers that we sent home with you. In your packet, they are calling the title Fletcher and the Springtime Blossoms, but the title is actually The Fox and the Springtime Blossoms. So here we go. This story is written by Julia Rawlinson and illustrated by Tiffany Beek. The Fox and the Springtime Blossoms. Oh, Paisley, you're gonna go. The Fox and the Springtime Blossoms. The woods were full of the chirping, bustling, sing-song sounds of spring. Fletcher bounced along with his nose in the air, sniffing the just burst buds of flowers and playing chase with butterflies, with his head spinning with sights and sounds. He tumbled happily down the hill into the sunny orchard, but when he picked himself up from the ground, he couldn't believe his eyes. A soft breeze danced through the branches, carrying snowy... Well, hello, we have a new special guest with us. This is Orion, not his birthday. Sorry, friends. Here we go. A soft breeze danced through the branches, carrying snowy flakes. Snow so late in spring, thought Fletcher. It will be too cold for the buds and butterflies. There's no time to lose. So look at, he sees all of these white, all this white on the ground, and he thinks it's snowing in spring. I wonder if it's actually snowing. What could that be? Looking for someone to tell, he trotted back up the hill and passed a pair of birds cuckooing on a branch. You've flown to your summer home too soon, Fletcher cried. I've been down to the orchard and there's more snow on the way. Then we should fly back south, they called. But first we must tell Porcupine. He's come out of his bed of leaves. He needs to snuggle back down or he'll freeze. Fletcher and the birds found Porcupine, stretching and scratching. There's snow on the way, patted Fletcher. I saw it in the orchard. It will be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south, and you must hide away. Then I should crawl back into my bed, snuffled Porcupine sadly. But first, we must tell Squirrel that he needs to hunt for food. He's eaten his winter store of nuts. He'll need to find some more. Fletcher, the birds, and Porcupine found Squirrel scampering after sunbeams. Snow is blowing in from the orchard, gasped Fletcher. It will be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south. Poor Porcupine must go back to bed, and you must find some food. You're right. I've eaten my spring feast, said Squirrel, and all my stores are gone. But before I hunt for more, we need to tell the rabbits to munch as much grass as they can before the snow falls. Fletcher, the birds, Porcupine, and Squirrel hurried off. The rabbits were rolling down the hill next to their burrow. Stop playing, cried Fletcher. There's snow blowing in from the orchard. It will be too cold for the butterflies. The birds will need to fly south. Poor Porcupine must go back to bed. Squirrel needs to find food, and you must munch more grass. Before we eat, said the rabbits, staggering dizzily to their feet. So look at, they were rolling down the hill. Let's go play in the snow. So the rabbits, hoppity, roly-poly, plopped down the hill through the woods. They were chased by Squirrel, Porcupine, the birds, and a bouncy, full of importance fox, all the way to the orchard, where the ground was white with... What's it gonna be? Blossoms! Look at that beautiful illustration. on that page. Blossoms bobbing in the branches, blossoms blowing in the breeze, blossoms blanketing the ground, and not a snowflake to be found. Those are blossoms, not snow, you foolish fox, the animals cried. Fletcher blinked and rubbed his eyes, feeling very silly. But then the animals scooped up pawfuls and clawfuls of blossoms from the ground and covered him in a tickly shower of fluttering white petals. Fletcher and his friends ran and played between the trees until at last they all collapsed in a blossomy, soft, white heap. That looks like so much fun. Then the birds fluttered back to their branch with beakfuls of blossoms to line their nest. Porcupine snuffled off up the slope, his quills dotted with tiny white petals. Squirrel went chasing up and down trees after snow-white petals danced in the breeze. And the rabbits bounced back up the hill with blossoms to brighten their burrows. But Fletcher just laid, smiling in his soft bed of petals, watching the blossoming branches bobbing overhead. This looks so pretty. And that is the end of the story, boys and girls. Paisley, can you come here? Paisley, come here. Paisley, come here. Okay, well, apparently the birthday girl is being stubborn and she doesn't want to rejoin us. But thank you for joining me today, boys and girls, for our story time. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope that you're able to get outside. And when these trees start blossoming around here, which should be pretty soon, that you are able to go out and enjoy them. And at home today, after listening to this story, tell somebody what your favorite part of the story was, and then tell them who the characters were. So who was the main character in this story, and then tell them where the setting was. So where did this story take place? Where were they most of the time? Thanks, boys and girls, for joining me. Bye.